The teachers' unions still remain such a massive organization with so much financial influence over, in particular, the Democrats. I don't know if they have as much influence over any Republicans. I mean, they're, I'm sure, willing to give money to anyone who will side with them. But is that power, is that financial power diminishing to any extent?
There's good news there. So I normally tell people a fact that most just they are completely unaware of. But when I would ask people, you know, how much do you think the teachers unions brings in every single year? And I'll tell folks, it's like, you know, we usually raise and deploy across our organization fighting for school choice. Last year, we raised and deployed about 34 million. Some people, they'll go, gosh, the unions maybe $300 million. And I'm like, you're off by a little bit. It's about $3 billion that they bring in. Because, Michele, it's also a misnomer to call them the teachers unions because they will unionize anybody. They organize graduate students in, you know, higher education universities. They'll put nurses into these unions, everybody from the janitor to you name it. So
really,
because it's all about the dollars and cents for them. Every new person that is a union member, they're contributing, or rather, they're being forced out of their paychecks to pay about $800 to maybe $1,200 per year. So when you multiply that across 3 million employees that they've been able to unionize across the two major unions, it's $3 billion, right? All of a sudden, you get to see, once you understand that fact, you'll then recognize when they're begging for, we need more school counselors, we need more nurses, we need more X, Y, or Z staff. That's why you've seen these non-teaching professional staff grow so tremendously. The union business model is, we just need more people. Any warm body, again, they'll get a PhD student to unionize. All of a sudden, it makes them into this apparatus that, you know, in presidential campaigns, we're spending maybe $3-5 billion. They're bringing this into politics every single year.
Yeah.
So it's been this David and Goliath fight, but we obviously have the winning issue. We have parents on our side. And so that's where all of a sudden, now that parents are in charge, and in places like Florida, probably the most expansive education freedom state in this country, last year they almost decertified the Miami-Dade teachers union because the union levels have dropped so low there. So many teachers are actually leaving the public school system and starting private schools in Florida. You're starting to see these trend lines happen where, as we've been saying from the top end of the show, once parents are in control of the education funding, there's a lot of knock-on effects. And I think you'll start to see further and further union levels drop, because when teachers in the classroom that we mentioned, maybe they're making $75,000, $80,000 a year, they realize, like, gosh, I mean, there's all this money in the system. Somehow it's not making it to me. I can maybe go into Florida, or in the future here in Texas, start my own private school, maybe 20, 30 families. I can really educate my own community very close to me, and I can just be making 2x more. It's suddenly, these are the kind of unit economic, opportunities that are going to start growing for teachers, and the unions aren't going to have really anything to give them back.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.